Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Test Associates podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte, and today's interview is in collaboration with the National Software Testing Conference, which will be held in London. The conference will be held on the 22nd and 23rd of July. So, if you want to learn more about the exceptional lineup of speakers or the workshop agenda, please follow the link in the description to do so. Today on the podcast, we have Korkor Mensah, who is a quality assurance manager with 7 years of experience in software testing and a 17-year career in the technology and the operations industry. Wow, that's amazing. She currently oversees QA testing and eProcess International at eProcess Ghana Limited, ensuring high quality mobile and web platforms. And she is also passionate about mentorship and fostering collaboration across diverse teams. And not to mention, she's also a speaker at the National Software Testing Conference this year. So, without any further
Yes.
ado, welcome to the podcast, Coco. How are you today?
Thank you so much, V. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so super excited and happy to be on your podcast. Thank
Oh,
you.
don't say that. I mean, it's always really nice to, have a chat with our speakers. We're always bringing like such fresh content, and y'all are the reason why the conference is a huge hit every single year, isn't it? So thank you so much for
Yes.
even agreeing to do this. And I can't wait for the audience to learn more about your session and sort of like dig into the topic a little bit more. Yeah. So before we
Yeah.
actually dig into the questions, I want to learn a bit more about you. So could you tell our audience a little more about yourself and how you sort of got into the entire space of quality assurance and what was your journey like?
Okay, so as you already mentioned, my name is Korkor Mensah, and I work. I'm calling from Ghana. I'm currently in Ghana. I work in Ghana with eProcess International, which is one of the subsidiaries of the Ecobank Group. I am a
Yeah.
mother as well as a quality assurance manager,
Hmm.
and I work with a team to ensure that we are testing and ensuring high quality,
Yeah.
secured, and reliable application are tested and
Yeah.
released to our customers and our users. So basically, that's what I do. Um, I I am ISTQB certified, and I also have a PMP certification. And what I love to do is to inspire other professionals
Beautiful.
to excel
Yeah.
in quality assurance, irrespective of their background.
Yeah.
Now, for my journey in quality assurance, first of all, I like to say I do not hold any fancy computer science degree, right? And
Yeah.
the reason I've been able to pivot into the tech space is because of my non-traditional computer science background and not in spite of that. So how did this start for me? Um, Even though I work at eProcess, which is a technology company,
Mm-hmm.
I had never been in the core IT department. You know, we have the AI ops team, we have the cloud engineering team, database application teams, network engineering teams, but I had never worked in any core IT. I was more of an admin, non-core staff. But this
Hmm.
all changed about 7 years ago. Yeah, so this changed 7 years ago when I had to suddenly switch teams to
Yeah.
join the software testing team. Yeah, a senior executive saw me at work, and we had worked in the past, and he recommended that because of his past experience working with me, my attention to details, my soft skills, he felt I would do well in the software testing team, and he gave me this opportunity. And so it hasn't been an easy journey because
Yeah.
initially
Just been
I did not
natural.
understand anything. Yes, I did not understand anything about software testing. You know, the concept
Yeah.
around software testing. You know, you need to understand what software, you need to have the mindset of a tester. So what did I
Yeah.
do? What I did was, apart from learning on the job, because I had now gotten the opportunity to work in the testing team, I I wrote the ISTQB certification exams, and then
Yeah. It's one of the top
yeah,
over there, isn't that?
oh yes, 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 yes. I wrote the exams, the foundation exams. I passed, and then today my team and I We support over 30 countries because Ecobank is in about 36 countries in Africa. We support about 30 countries across multiple teams and projects to ensure that quality, the kind of applications that we are giving to our users and customers, it's built, quality is inbuilt. That quality is
Yeah.
not just a checkbox, it
Mm-hmm.
is actually embedded in our development processes. So
Mm.
this is how my journey has been. It's been an interesting
Beautiful.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, and
It's
I
been quite
love being a
natural as
tester.
well. Absolutely.
Yes, 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 it has.
And as I mentioned, obviously you are a speaker at this year's conference for the National Software Testing one, isn't it? Could you give our audience a
Yes.
little more insight into what that's going to be about? But don't give out too much information. We're just looking for a little bit of teaser, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. I'm a speaker. I'm one of the proud speakers of the upcoming National
Yeah,
Software Testing Conference in July in
yeah,
London. And I want to use this opportunity to thank you and your team for extending this invitation to me. I'm super excited. And for me, this will be my first international speaking gig, right? So I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. And for my topic, I'll be talking about navigating quality assurance and excelling in software
yeah,
testing without a traditional IT background. You know,
yeah.
I get people reaching out to me on LinkedIn. That's how can they become a quality assurance person, right, in software engineering. Some
Hmm.
of them are from the pharmaceutical industry. Some of them, they don't have any IT background, but they are
Yeah,
interested. You know, some people did not get opportunity to do computer science in school, right? But
yeah.
now they are interested in working in IT. So they see the testing job as an easy entrance into the computer science space, into the technology space. So this is what my session is going to be about. I will share my journey of how I started in tech, which I've already given you an introduction, where I will also highlight some common misconceptions, such as for our job as quality assurance, all that we do is click buttons, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and some of the misconceptions are you don't really need computer science background, or you don't need coding skills or programming skills to do well in software testing. I also share some of the strategies that I use to close the technical gaps that I had to bridge to excel in my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it's
speaking
be
about
quite an
which, like,
interesting session.
yeah, I was actually about to ask you about the strategies, but like according to you, what strategies have you used to bridge the technical skills gap and to essentially, build credibility as a QA leader?
Okay, so first of all, for me personally, being a lifelong learner is very essential to me. And
Hmm.
that has been one of the key strategies that I've used to bridge the technical skills gap that I had. And I still continue to
Yeah.
use this strategy. I make online learning platforms like Udemy, LinkedIn
Yeah.
Learning, my go-to learning resources, right?
Hmm.
These platforms have lots of experts across a range of industries, um,
Yeah.
multiple industries. You know, these experts will help break down the concept of software testing from very basic level to the advanced level. I also focus on practical courses like the software development life cycle, right? When you understand the software development life cycle, it gives you a
Hmm.
better insight of the software testing life cycle. So
Yeah.
as a tester, when you have a better understanding of the software testing life cycle, it makes your work so easy because you know the kind of test techniques that to use for each testing cycle. And I also did some um, technical courses like API testing, DevOps fundamentals, and test automation. Even at work, I also participated in mentorship programs because they were free anyway. And as I mentioned earlier, I work in a tech company. So if there's a mentorship program, right, and you avail yourself and you participate in such programs,
Hmm.
your mentor is likely to be a senior IT manager.
Yeah.
So that's an opportunity to actually learn directly from an IT manager. I also joined testing communities like the Ministry of Testing, the UK. So I'm part of the Ministry of Testing UK branch and the Ghana branch, where when you go on the website, there are lots of resources from podcasts to blogs. There are software testing events, both virtually and physical meetup that you can take opportunity and attend. For
Mm-hmm.
example, last September, I attended the 2024 test bash organized by the Ministry of Testing UK in Brighton. I was there live. I mean, it was very interesting because I met and I listened to industry experts. I mean,
Yeah.
who open your eyes, right? Because they present emerging industry trends, what is happening, the future of software testing. I mean, with the onset of AI, generative AI, right? Software testing is not being left behind. So you get to meet all these industry experts who you get to listen to where software testing is heading to.
Yeah.
You get to know about newer and better ways of doing things. And when you come back home, you bring all these resources that you've learned during the conference, you bring it back home and you're able to even implement them at your workplace.
Yeah.
Also, building credibility at work, still at work, I make sure I deliver results, right? I'm doing stand-up meetings, doing scrum meeting. I speak up. I don't say that, oh, because I don't have IT background, I'm in meetings with IT heads or IT
Mm-hmm.
people in IT colleagues, right? I'm not supposed to talk. No, I talk. I speak up in stand-up meetings. I ask questions. I seek clarifications, and I've never let my lack of IT hold me back at all. And
Mm-hmm.
finally, one more thing that I did to build credibility, and also to try and make up for my lack of not having a computer science degree, is to write the ISTQB certification. So I wrote it.
Yeah.
I'm still studying for other certifications, and I'm studying for the advanced test analyst certification exams, just to
Yeah.
make up for the 4 year degree
That's
that
great.
computer science
Yeah.
degree that I don't have. Yes. So
Absolutely. It's always
that's
about
what
just
I've been up to.
continuously evolving, isn't it?
Oh, sure. Yes, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a subject matter expert, but
Yeah.
you engage yourself, you avail yourself for continuous learning. You are always up to date with what is happening in the space.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you more about transferable skills right now. Like, according to you, which are certain transferable skills that you've used from your previous experiences? And, according to you, they've been the most valuable in your role as a QA leader.
Okay. So the space that I find myself, that is the tech space, right? And um, some of the transferable skills that are valuable in this tech space is problem solving, attention to details, and emotional intelligence. For example, when it comes to emotional intelligence, because of the work that I do, I need to collaborate across teams. I need to work with developers, product managers, project managers, and other stakeholders. And emotional intelligence really come to play,
Mm-hmm.
when you need to collaborate. I mean, for example, having high emotional intelligence helps you to work seamlessly with developers, because it helps you with your communication skills, right?
Yeah.
As a tester, communication skill is very key to me. It's very critical because normally testers are seen as, we are usually perceived as bearers of bad news. A developer develops an application, we test it, we identify defects and bugs. So developers are not happy when we critique their application. So we are perceived as bearers of bad news. We are bringing reports that we discovered this bug that will break the application. So you need to fix it for us to rate test. So if we do not communicate right with empathy with the developer might feel we are criticizing his application, the
Mm-hmm.
application that he spent so much time and effort to build. If for me as a tester, I'm not empathic, right? I don't speak
Yeah.
well, I don't communicate well, I don't get to the level of the developer, I don't appreciate the effort that he put in to develop the application. He will feel,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm criticizing his work due to confirmation bias, and that will not be good for the team morale. So for me
absolutely.
personally and for my team, constructive criticism is very critical for us to ensure that we are working seamlessly and we are working with that collaboration that will enable us deliver very well for the organization. Because I
Hmm.
mean, after all, the outcome that we all desire is to ensure
Yeah.
that we are delivering a very workable application, an application or a system without bugs, which is free of defect to the customer.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that you've mentioned these points because these are the soft skills that are
Yeah,
underrated, right? And they're the ones that sort of make the
very
most
much.
difference, isn't it? To make sure that the team is working properly and, as you said, seamlessly, right? But yeah, I completely
Yeah.
agree with that. My final question to you, because we are sort of running out of time as well. My final question to you is
Okay.
what advice would you give to professionals from a non-traditional computer science background that are aiming to break into the field of software testing?
Okay, so here's what I will say. Start where you are. Don't let anything hold you back, right?
Mm,
And start with what you have. No matter your background, it is very possible. It might not be easy, but just you need to take the baby step and
yeah.
gradually you'll make it. You don't need to be a subject matter expert yet. I didn't take one day to be called a quality assurance manager. It took me 7 years. Another thing I would advise is we need to have the culture of embracing continuous learning because it helps you be updated on what is happening in the industry. It makes you very effective at work. There are free online courses that you can take. You don't even have to pay for them. They are free. There are lots of free online courses on Udemy, on LinkedIn Learning. At work, you can pair up with colleagues, you can shadow them, learn from them. And when it comes to the testing of the application. You don't need to jump straight into automation. You can start testing the
Mm,
application manually. You get your
yeah.
hands dirty with testing the applications manually before you jump into test automation, right? On social media like LinkedIn, you can follow the industry experts. There are a lot of software testing influencers on LinkedIn, on software testing community websites. You can listen to their podcasts, you can read their blogs. There are a lot of vlogs, and also they give their insights on this website. And also to help you understand the jargons, the testing jargons like shift
Mm,
left, all
mm-hmm.
those, yes, all those
Yeah.
test coverage, those
I've
big,
heard
big
that so
words.
many times. Like,
Yes,
I'm not
we
even
have
kidding. Like,
even yeah, we have shift left now, we have shift right. So how do you get to know the
do
difference?
you?
For you to
Yeah.
understand the concept, you can write the internationally recognized certification like ISTQB. And
Yeah.
when you understand these concepts, right, you are able to speak a common language with your teammates, with the test team. When the developer is explaining something, it's easy for you to understand because now the word will not sound so. It's not now that you are going to Google for the understanding of the word. No, you understand it from the perspective of the developer. You can also find a testing mentor. As I mentioned on LinkedIn, people reach out to me to advise them on the testing profession. So I see myself as a testing mentor, even though myself, I have mentors in the IT space. And
Mm,
already mentioned, you can also join software testing communities virtually and physically. Um, for example, the Ministry of Testing UK, they organize a lot of meetups, both physically and virtually. If
yeah.
you can afford to attend, it would be nice to attend a physical conference, right? Like this upcoming National Software Testing Conference. This would be a very wonderful opportunity for any aspiring tester to participate in this conference because there'll be lots of experts, lots of IT heads, testing directors from different industries, from aviation, from the finance industry. Will
Yeah.
all be there in July, and it should be a very good opportunity to participate. and gain some
Yeah.
knowledge from there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's spot on because the National Software Testing Conference itself, that's been going on or being organized since so many years now. So obviously, like the kind of people that even attend the conference, they're from different walks of life, from different industries, and I think that's what makes the conference so special because you'll find speakers who come from different companies, right? From top tier companies, from basically all over the world, right? Such as yourself. But yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. And thank you so much for that answer. Before we
Thank you
finish,
so much, V. Mhm.
yeah, that's very sweet of you. Well, before we finish, do you have anything else to say to our audience today?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I would like to use this opportunity to invite people to attend the conference. Software testing is a very interesting field, right?
Yeah.
We are we are usually the unsung heroes at work. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the developers are given the credits because they built the application, but we ensure that the application that is going to go to the end user is bug free. It doesn't glitch. It works seamlessly. When the user or the customer goes on the e-commerce application and he's shopping, he's sure that he's not going to lose money the because there was a bug, right? Because there was a bug, he knows that his when he keys in his card details, it is secure because the application has been tested right. So he's shopping with confidence. There aren't any glitches. The performance of applications work well because it has been tested. So we give customers and users that peace of mind. But as I mentioned, we are unsung heroes. So there's an opportunity for this National Software Testing Conference, to
Mm-hmm.
sing our own praises. And you meet industry speakers and with AI, with generative AI, where it is taking us. This is a
Absolutely.
conference where you get to see where software testing is going with AI because
Mm-hmm.
trust me, we are not being left behind. We are going to also use AI to make our work very productive and
Yeah,
very easy for us. So, yes, so it's going to be a very interesting conference. I'm coming all the way
absolutely.
from Accra, Ghana to London for this conference.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very dear to my heart. So if you can make it, those people in London already, if you can make it just out of curiosity, just come. It will be an opportunity to know what software testing is about, right? So if you are in London already, just pass by. It's on the 22nd and 23rd of July, 2 days. Just pass by
Yeah.
for a few hours and you'll be glad that you did. Thank you so much, V.
No problem, Coco. Your answers have been spot on. Thank you so much for even taking the time out and doing this podcast with me.
My pleasure, always.
Perfect. And I will see you in London very soon.
Sure, absolutely. I can't wait.
Perfect. Good. Thanks, Coco, again.
Yeah, and my pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.